She looked me right in the eye and said, "You gotta take down those stakes or pay $50 a day." Picture standing there, staring at a shiny pool shining through the trees on land you just bought at a county auction. I wasn't mad yet, just shocked, like all the air got sucked out of the woods, and I was the only one who saw something was way off. My throat went dry, hands got sweaty, but she just smiled like it was no big deal, like I was nuts for even asking. Comment below, what would you do right in that spot, holding your paperwork in your pocket with someone trying to gaslight you about your own land? I'm standing in what should be empty woods, county auction receipt in my pocket, GPS in hand, checking the codes. The listing said it was an abandoned lot by the lake, no buildings, perfect spot for a cabin someday. But through the trees up ahead, glass walls catch the sun off the water, stone steps, the water sparkling, not the lake, but a pool. First thing I think, did I mess up the map? I pull up the digital plat on my phone, parcel ID 4821, Lakeside lot, check GPS again. I'm right where I need to be, so that means the big 3-story house with huge windows looking over the shore, stone outside, infinity poolets all on my wooded land. I stood there for maybe 45 seconds, just staring through the pines. You know that feeling when what you see doesn't match your papers. This was that, but way bigger, a fancy waterfront house with a pool on ground I just bought for back taxes. The trees were thick, overgrown, logs everywhere. I figured I'd spend weeks clearing brush, maybe survey for a simple cabin later. Not this fancy stone, high-end glass rails, and what looks like fancy water filter humming by the pool. Someone spent a ton of money on my land in my woods without asking. The whole thing felt weird, like walking into someone else's dream on property that's mine. Then a woman in a blazer comes out from a cleared path, clipboard in hand, mid-40s, all polished, even in the woods. "Oh, you must be the new owner," she says, smiling big. "I'm Laura Hayes, head of the design committee and money person for Willow Bay Homes, our neighborhood group. Isn't this great? Our new lake perk." She points at the building through the trees like she's showing off a prize. Saltwater infinity pool with great views, fancy stone, 7-foot glass sides. This will make everyone's property worth more by the lake. Folks love having water access with a pool. She really meant it, sounded excited for real. She thought I'd be happy about this on her lot. Wait, perk by the shore on my land. I'm here with my deed GPS, and no doubt, this is parcel 4821. But she's talking like I'm on a tour of the neighborhood stuff. Part of me wanted to tell her right then, but something said stay quiet. Let her talk. You can see how bad it is. So I just nodded. "It looks good," I said. "How long has the building been going?" "About 7 months," she said. "Almost done for summer." She sounded proud, like showing a prize flower, not a building on someone else's land. I looked past her at the info board by a cleared road. I walked down the path to the gate while Laura talks about neighborhood perks. On the board, big letters for Shoreline Group Upgrade Project. Bond number 7742 Katyn by Vega and Partners Bonding. Bonds are like insurance money to make sure the job gets done right and legal. If it goes wrong, like building on the wrong land, the bond company pays. That number, my ticket out. I took a pic on my phone, wrote down the whole board in my notes. Laura's still talking about summer pool parties with lake views. She didn't notice or didn't care. Either way, I had proof now. Stuff that would count when this mess blew up. I pull out the GPS, walk the corners through the woods, put pins at each spot among the trees. "What are you doing?" Laura asks, voice changing. "Setting property lines," I said. "Normal survey stuff." "On your land," she says, confused. "This is our shared area by the lake." "We'll see," I said. I put a time-lapse camera on a strong tree trunk with a clear view of the build zone. "What's that for?" she asks, sharper now. "For records," I said. Her smile got tight. I could see it, her starting to realize something was wrong. Her confidence slipped a bit. Enough to know she was questioning things about the land by the shore. I saved the parcel map on my phone, checked the group board by the cleared spot. IDs don't match. Walked to the gate where the permit stuff is posted in a waterproof holder. Header, Lakefront Group Expansion. Parcel ID Compatribudratus 31. Check my deed. 4821. One number. Switched 4831 instead of 4821. In land stuff. That's the difference between your land and mine. Someone didn't check before pouring $100,000 in concrete in the woods. I didn't say anything, just took another photo. Laura was watching me now, holding her clipboard tight, eyes on every move, every photo. She was getting it. This wasn't a friendly new neighbor visit about perks that evening. In my truck cab, I draft a letter to the Willow Bay Board group leaders. I am Jordan Hale, owner of record for parcel 4821, bought at county auction. I saw building going on my wooded land. Can you send permits, site plans, easement papers, proof of ownership or permission? Signed, Jordan Hale. Kept it short, nice, no blame, just questions. Mailed certified, 2 days delivery. Then see what comes back. If they have papers or just guesses about land ownership, Part of me knew already. No one who really owned it would act like Laura did when I started marking lines. Her confusion was real, surprised. She really thought the group owned that lake lot. That night, laptop open, I pull up satellite pics, overlay deed. The pool shell, hole deep end, sits 5 feet past my south pin, right where trees got cleared for views. Check 3 sources, county deeds, state maps, Google Earth all say the same. That pool, stone steps, half the glass deck on my property unless GPS is lying. This was about to get fun. I look at the auction listing again. Abandoned parcel. Tax sale, no liens, no issues, no mention of group involvement. Nothing about shared perks, just empty land sold for unpaid taxes by the lake. $19,500. That's what I paid for land that now has a house, pool, stonework worth 15 times that, on my lot. Someone's big mistake on boundaries was turning into my interesting legal spot by the lake, county building office. Bright lights at the counter with deed and notepad. What can I do? The clerk asks. Full permit file for parcel 4831. I say, everything. She types, frowns. The group project, she asks. That's it, I say. She comes back with a thick folder. I sit, start flipping. Permit app, site plan, building calcs, inspection list. Bond Adana parcel ID is like a street address for land. Every property has one. Mine is 4821. I needed to see what number they used on all these official papers for the build in my woods. * site plan from 9 months ago. Parcel ID 4831. Notes perk on group area. Check DID 4821. Typo that killed their project. 4831 instead of 4821. Someone typed fast. 3 other permits on the desks, same switched digits. 1 quick mistake. That error just dropped the whole house on the wrong land. I look over the plan, highlight the wrong ID with a pen. Back to counter. Certified copies, I'd say. Site plan, permit, bond, docs, $1.75 per page. She says, stamp is for all of it. I say, pay $38. Walk out with proof under my arm. Proof that every official paper for that build had the wrong parcel number. Wrong number meant wrong property. Wrong property meant trespass on my land. 4 days later, envelope on group letterhead. Notice of violation. Mr. Hale, Section 6.3, Unauthorized Survey and Access Block. Could remove pins in 7 days or $60 per day. Laura Hayes. Moneyhead. $60 daily 4 pins on land I bought at tax auction. Abandoned property. No group tie. Probably not even under their rules. But Laura betting I wouldn't know that. Classic scare tactic. But I'd done surveys for 5 years. Knew what rules meant. She had none. Filed it in my proof folder. That didn't reply. Let her think I was scared. Sometimes quiet is better than fighting about property lines. Let them think they won this round while I got more proof. At the coffee shop. Laura stands, arms crossed, chin up. This land is under group rules. People like you think you're special. We're tired of entitled guys. I don't argue deeds with men in trailers who think Google Maps makes them landowners. She adds, then submit it to the review board, Laura says, brushing dust off her blazer like swatting flies. Good luck proving that, she says, turning on her heel like the parking lot was her stage. I fill out the form. Public records request. It's a legal ask. Asking for owner affidavit from permit, design minutes, full bond docs, temporary access easements. Certified copy means official stamp saying it's real. Filing fee $12. Draft reply. Ms. Hayes, I am owner of 4821 per attached deed. Your permit lists 4831. Explain which parcel your build is on for rules. I bought at county auction. Provide docs showing group control over this parcel. Pins mark legal lines and stay. Jordan Hale, sent email with attachments. Felt good to hit send. Professional.com but firm on ownership rights. No threats, no anger, just facts and questions she couldn't answer without admitting the build was on land the group didn't own. Public records request comes back. Manila envelope in my truck seat. Flipping through. Near the bottom, temporary access easement. Read 3 times. Issued August 20th. Term 7 months. Expires February 20th. Purpose. Short access to next parcel for equipment and build. Next doc. Inspection log. Pool dig. February 29th. March 8th. 16th. March 29th to 9th days. Easement let them on my land till February 20th. Pool started February 29th. Everything after concrete. Tiles, glass happened after they lost the right to be on my woods. I set the paper down, stare at the wall. This wasn't just trespass anymore. This was proof with dates. They kept doing big work on my land without permission. Black and white. No gray. Just expired date and work that went on anyway. Temporary access easement. Like if you're building a fence and need to step on neighbor's yard, you ask for short permission. That's this said 7 months. They took 9, those extra 2 months. Pool on my land without okay. Expired slip. I made 3 copies of the TE, highlighted the end date in orange. This wasn't fuzzy about lines. It was clear. They had permission till February 20th. Pool started February 29th. 9 days late, 9 days illegal. And every day after, every bit of concrete, every tile, all without right to be on my land. This was the kind of mistake that ends jobs, starts insurance claims, the kind that makes lawyers worry about blame. Draft notice to Group Board, Building Department, Vega Construction. Unauthorized build on parcel 4821. Docs show permit for 4831. Building on 4821 T. 4821 expired February 20th. Pool dig February 29th. GPS that shows overlap in woods. All work after February 20th happened without OK. Jordan Hale, owner, sent certified. 3 copies, 3 addresses. Let them all see it at once. No time to make up stories before the record was set. No way for someone to say they didn't know about the line problem. Everything on record, everything dated, everything certified. 5 days later, phone rings. Mr. Hale, the voice says. Tom Vega, Vega Construction. Got your notice about the line. Think it's a mix-up. Filing new site plan. Based on what survey? I asked. Docs to county by Friday, he says. Then hangs up. Log into county site. Tom submitted new plan. Line moved north a quarter foot, just enough to put pool back on his side. I print it, then call Mike Ellis because Tom made a dumb move. You can't just draw new lines on paper because concrete went wrong. Especially not on land bought at county auction with clear deed and recorded lines. That new plan was an admission. They knew the pool crossed my line. Knew, and tried to fix it with papers instead of real life. On auction land with clear title and set lines, I look at Tom's new plan again. Almost funny, like he thought property lines were optional. Something you can move. Draw them where your pool fits legal. But that's not how surveys work. Not how deeds work, and not how my land works. Codes are codes, pins are pins. You can't move them with a pencil and hoping. I fold the new plan, add it to my proof file, next to the original plan with wrong number, next to the expired easement, next to Laura's fine letter about my pins. Every paper made their problem worse, and Tom just gave me another one. Proof they knew about the line issue and chose to lie instead of admit. The mistake on the bill. I take photo of Tom's new plan, send copy to Mike with note. FYI, contractor trying to change lines without surveyor stamp or owner OK. Original code still good per county records. Short, factual. Let Mike handle the official part. Let him tell Tom why you can't move lines on paper to fix errors. Meanwhile, I'd keep getting proof, keep recording, keep building a case that would make any fix good for the real landowner. This wasn't just trespass anymore. 5:45 a.m. Fog sticks heavy to the trees, leaking through branches like smoke from a hidden fire. Crews gather in the clearing. Voices quiet, boots crunching, wet dirt. I pull up with thermos steaming in the cold air and printed survey map folded neat in my hand. I walk the line through the woods. My GPS pins are still there but covered in bright pink spray paint. Blue tape strung between trees. Group work zone authorized only. My markers buried under their color like paint could erase legal lines. A worker sees me and waves me off. You can't be here, he yells. Restricted area. This is my property. I say calm. Those pins mark the line. He mutters. Don't know about that. Not supposed to be here. I pull out my phone, heart steady. Time to step it up. I call the number on the permit. Mr. Ellis, I say when he answers. Jordan Hale. I own parcel 4821. Building is happening on my land with expired permit. Crew painted over my line pins. Can you check? His answer is short. Sure, 25 minutes. Wait by your truck at the road. The crew keeps hammering, acting like nothing changed. 25 minutes feels like forever. My fingers tap the hood while doubt bites a little. What if county records are wrong? What if I messed up? I stare at the live feed on my phone showing concrete work on land I'm 98% sure is mine. But that 2% doubt, that's what keeps you up when someone builds a house in your woods. County truck finally rolls up the gravel road. Lights cutting the fog. Mike steps out, tablet in one hand, tape measure on his belt, moves steady. Mr. Hale, he says, eyes straight. Show me. I lead him under the pines, point out the deed, GPS codes, painted pins, expired easement copy, photos I took before the paint. He pulls up the permit on his tablet, scrolls, pages, face calm, no expression, all pro. But I see it, the small jaw tighten when he hits the easement part. That little sign said it all. I was right. Something was wrong with the build dates. Mike looks at the file. Access easement expired February 20th, he says slow. Pool dig February 29th, 9 days after end. I say, silence drags, 12 full seconds, heavy feel. He looks from pins to screen, back again. That's a violation, he says finally. 2 words, heavy as rock. Someone crossed the line, and now it's official. Work on disputed land without OK. Mike goes on firm. Stop work until fixed. The boss bristles, voice sharp. Concrete is scheduled. Can't stop. Mike doesn't blink. Can and will, he says flat. Not up for debate. It's fact. He holds up his tablet with the end date. Boss's face goes from mad to worried quick. He pulls his phone, turns away, walks off, probably calling Tom, already dreading it. I stay quiet, watching fog rise through the pines, drifting like smoke. This was Mike's job now. I was just the guy who owned the woods they built on. While Mike writes notes in his log, a young worker comes close, eyes shifting, voice low. "Hey man," he whispers fast. "Yesterday, Tom told us to paint those pins. Said the line was wrong. Thought you should know." Then he walks off quick, head down, gone in the sight noise. Tom ordered the pins covered, trying to hide proof on purpose. That worker risked his job to tell me. He didn't have to. Could have stayed quiet, but picked truth. That counts. I noted right then. If this goes to court, he might testify about Tom's order to cover up. Mike walks to the gate and pulls a red tag. He posts it big. Stop work order. Build beyond permit scope. Line dispute under review. No more work allowed. He takes photos. Logs GPS. Tells the boss, "No one touches this site until certified survey and ownership check." I don't brag. Just nod. "Thanks," I say. He packs his gear. "Mr. Hale, one more thing," he adds. "To get occupancy for this build, the real property owner has to sign." "Who signed the owner affidavit on this permit?" "Don't know yet," I say. "Filed a public records request." He looks at me. "Check it good. If someone claimed to own this parcel and didn't, that's another issue." Those words stuck. Not just trespass, not just expired permit. Someone swore they owned my land, and that someone was in for a bad day. 4 days after the red tag, an email from the group. Subject: Design Review Meeting. "Mr. Hale, please come to a meeting to talk project fix. Next Monday, 3 p.m. Willow Bay office. Signed Laura Hayes, design head." I wasn't sure design even had power. I'd bought at tax auction, but I was curious what Laura would say. What excuse for building a house and pool on land they didn't own? Part of me wanted to skip, let them worry. But bigger part wanted to see her face when I showed the proof. Wrong number, expired permit, painted pins, stop order, every bit proving she okayed. Built on ground, not the group's. Small meeting room at the group office. I get there early. Laura stands by the window, papers on the sill, won't sit. Tom comes in next. "Design the approval group for projects like this." Laura paces, tension clear. "Jordan, I'll be straight." She starts. "You're holding up 18 months of work. 28 families count on summer use of this pool." She throws a folder on the table. "Small line adjustment. Normal thing. Move the boundary a few feet. Everyone wins. You keep most land, we keep the perk." Her voice had mad mixed with desperate. "Line adjustment needs okay from all owners touched," I say calm. "Like moving a fence." Both sides agree. "So who signed for me?" Room goes quiet till Laura admits, "We filed the owner affidavit claiming control. Can I see it?" I ask. She waits, looks at Tom, then slides paper over. Header: Owner affidavit notarized. I read slow, every word heavy. I, Laura Hayes, money head of Willow Bay Group, affirm under penalty of perjury that the group is legal owner of parcel 4821 and okayed. Build of community perks per permit B202-37742. Below, notary seal. Her signature. Date: 9 months ago. Room stills. I hear the AC hum. "This affidavit says the group owns parcel 4821. I say slow. "Needed to get the permit," she says. "Just a formality." "Formality," I repeat. "Under penalty of perjury." Silence again. "When did the group buy this land?" I push. Laura shifts. "We didn't buy it," she says quiet. "We thought it was common area. Been empty woods for years." There it was. They admit they'd built a whole house on a guess. Laura's face goes pale. Her voice shakes. "Oh God, I never checked the title. I just thought." She sinks into a chair. "Guesses aren't ownership." I say, "An affidavit is a sworn statement. I own this land. I okay work. It only works if the signer really owns. If not, it's fraud." I pull out my phone, open county records. This parcel sold at tax auction 3 years ago. Before that, private owner, abandoned, group never on record. I turn the screen so she sees. "You never owned it. You guessed. Then you signed under oath saying different." Her hands shake. Not a bad guy, but someone who made a huge mistake. Tom finally talks. "Laura, did you check ownership before signing?" "No," she whispers. One word, but it sinks the room. She'd sworn the group owned my land without checking one record, without title search, without verifying anything. Thought empty meant shared. That thought just cost her trust, a job, maybe jail if they push fraud. That afternoon, sent 3 packages. 1 to Mike Ellis, copy of false affidavit, deed county tax sale record for the wooded parcel. 2 to Vega and Partners, bond claim notice citing fake ownership docs. Bond claim is telling insurance the contractor screwed up on wooded land. 3 to county clerk, Request to investigate false affidavit on wooded property. It costs $10. Just $10 to start the whole system moving. The legal system, insurance system, criminal probe system. All because Laura signed one paper on wooded land without basic checks. 6 days later, yellow envelope by certified mail. Return address. Vega and Partners Bonding. I open it at my kitchen table, heart pounding as I scan the letter. RE Bond 7742 Katyn Claim Investigation. Mr. Hale, we got your bond claim on alleged build on parcel 4821 without OK. We are starting a full investigation, including ownership docs, permit files for wooded lot, validity of affidavit, and build timeline versus easement dates. Call our office in for business days. Vega, lead bond agent. Bond companies don't send yellow envelopes unless something is really wrong. For the group, this was about to get expensive. Very expensive. Because bond claims mean insurance is looking close. And when insurance digs into fake land docs, people lose money, sometimes lose everything on shiny projects built on wrong land. At the wood's edge by the water. Noon. Vega waits at the access road. Mid-40s, pro-firm handshake. Mr. Hale, he says, let's walk the site and talk. We follow the line, leaves crunching under feet. I lay out the proof one piece at a time. Deed from my parcel, plat map with 4821 clear. GPS photos of line markers, expired easement, Laura's false affidavit, red tag, even time-lapse from my tree camera. Vega stops at the view spot, eyes on the shiny pool, mutters, that's big trouble. Bond is insurance. Contractor promises legal finish. If not, my company pays. This one, $145,000 for this project. He taps folder on his leg, opens laptop on tailgate and types fast. If this work isn't legal, bond pays. 1C3 line issues already. His email subject, Rebond 7742 Katyn Project. Demand to group board and Tom Vega listed facts. Build on 4821 without OK. Owner affidavit fake on ownership. Easement expired before dig started. County stop work still on. Gave them 12 business days to show proof of OK or fix plan. No show. Bond pulls funding. Vega hits send. CCS me, says simple, official record. Clock starts now. 3 days later, my phone rings. Laura Hayes' voice, tight and stressed. Jordan, about the project. I say calm. Listening, she talks fast. This got out of control. Bond threatening to stop money. Tom's cruise can't go on. 28 families paid fees, expecting summer pool use. I keep my voice even. That's hard. If you sign for line adjustment, it fixes. You keep most parcel, we keep perk. I'll make sure no group fees for you 6 years. I cut in flat. So you want a strip of my land? She lowers voice. Just a few feet by water. Hardly notice. I say again, it's my land. Silence before she tries once more. Money we can talk, payout. I want what I bought, I tell her firm. The whole parcel clear of build. She hangs without another word. For a second I almost felt bad for her. She signed papers without checking title. Let Tom pour concrete before checking ownership, but she didn't mean to ruin herself. A quick thought. Money for a few feet by water. But then I remember, it's my property. Principle counts. Those few feet of shore weren't just dirt. They were proof. Proof deeds matter. Ownership can't be traded just because it's inconvenient for someone else's project. 1 day later Vega emails again. Message short but heavy. Jordan, in review, we found another issue. Laura okayed for change orders. Fancy stone, imported glass, luxury finishes. Total almost $45,000 over budget. No board votes on record. This makes liability worse, so it wasn't just the false affidavit. Laura also took group money without proper OK, put it into upgrades without check. A pattern showed, careless with money, power, and lines. Not one mistake or guess. Ignoring rules meant to protect trust. Vega calls once more, tone quick with need. Jordan, here are options. The group gave no proof of OK. Tom has no new survey stamp. Stop work still on. If not fixed, bond force is fixed. That could mean tearing down whole build. 70 to 90,000 from bond money, but other ways. Meet next Friday. Vega demolition of house and infinity pool. For a second, I picture a wrecking ball smashing glass rails, stone falling to dust, junk across dirt. Part of me almost wanted to see it, watch the cockiness turn to rubble. But I knew Vega wouldn't call a meeting if wrecking balls were only way. Insurance companies don't bet on destruction. They set up ways to save money and close files clean. And this time, that plan probably included something I never thought I'd get when I bought a forgotten tax sale lot that night. Email from Mike Lands. Note simple. FYI CO4 build needs as-built survey and real property owner's signature. Build under stop work. I opened the attached form. Owner of record signature. Just one blank line for the right landowner. And it hit me. Why Vega wanted meeting. Why everything stopped. Certificate of occupancy. Last puzzle piece. Paper between unfinished site and finished usable perk. The thing Laura could never give. The thing Tom could never fake. the thing they both needed bad, mine. And with it, I had all the power over that shiny house and pool on my parcel. They could threaten, beg, or offer money, but without my signature on that CO line, the property stayed stuck, empty, useless. $1 million yard decoration buried in woods by lake. Stomach went cold for a moment. What if I missed something? What if dates or deeds weren't solid, but papers were clear? Kept rereading the expiration part, shaking head, amazed a simple gap could undo something so costly. Leaned back, looked at growing stack of docs on desk. Weight of it all hit. Somehow, the moment didn't feel like winning big. No cheers or excitement. Just quiet, heavy papers and folder, and knowing the fight was over. This wasn't simple trespass anymore. It was bigger, with real consequences. Dining room light on. Laptop open to county site. Another email from Mike. Mr. Hale for final OK on build. County rules need as-built drawings certified by licensed surveyor plus signed CO from true landowner. Work still under stop work, Mike wrote. Click the CO link. Standard form pops up. Halfway down. Property owner certification. I certify I am lawful owner of property above and all work done per approved plans. Owner's signature blank line. Date blank. That one blank line locked the whole project down. That's what froze $1 million build. Laura couldn't sign. Not owner. Tom couldn't just contract me. I'd never signed to make illegal work on my land, okay? That blank was a trapdoor under them. CO is like a birth certificate for a building. Says the structure is real, legal, safe. Without it, no one can live there, rent it or sell. Only way to get it. Real landowners, okay? That was me. And I said no. 4 days later, another message from Mike. FYI, Laura Hayes submitted CO signed as group rep. He noted calm. Can't process without real property owner's signature per code 115. Supervisor review asked. Sent to management with no-go, recommend. She'd tried to sign for land she didn't own, acting like her title covered mine. I let a small smile go, 5 seconds, then back to work. That one blank line kept the house in forever limbo. Soon after, Tom submits as-built drawings through public site, but no surveyor's seal to prove true lines. I gather all proof from Mike. My time-lapse camera high in tree. Digital proof, no edits. Video shows corner markers set long before build. Footage tells truth. Work crossed line. Structure now 6 feet past my south boundary. Independent licensed surveyor confirms with GPS. His stamped report tears Tom's new sketch to bits with wrong numbers. I send whole packaged email to Tom. Laura, board, Mike, subject plain, CO permit B 202-37742, decision inside, blunt denied, ownership disputed. Jordan Hale, no consent. Submitted drawings, no certification. Independent survey proves clear overlap. Stopped work full force. No occupancy. No use. No sale until fixed. No CO meant no future. Any try to use triggers code enforcement right away. Denial was more than paper. It was solid, unbreakable. House stood frozen empty shell, because one thing missing. One signature, mine, and I still wouldn't give it. Look at Vega's bond paper again. Page 5 spells it clear. No bond release. No final pay until legal finish and written landowner okay. In plain words, until I signed, bond stayed open, money locked. And bond open. Tom got nothing. No checks, no end, no paper-perfect standoff. I held the only key, and the weight grew every day. Phone rings again, buzz sharp on desk. Vega's voice clear.com but direct. Jordan, need to wrap resolution. Meet Saturday. I ask careful, words measured. What are we talking exactly? No pause. The bond paper, he explains, has clause for builds on disputed land that can't finish. Clause called transfer of improvements. I repeat slow, almost tasting it. Transfer, Vega says, clear tone, like reading a ruling. Ownership of everything built goes straight to real landowner. Cleanest way to close bond without demo. I push more, not letting details go. So I'd own the build. He confirms no hesitate, voice steady as rock. Fully, papers ready at no cost. You take maintenance and insurance, but improvements become yours legal and permanent. I lean in more, not dropping doubt. What's the catch? His answer even, no waiver, no catch. Standard bond fixed needs group agreement. Nothing else. Lakefront house, shiny pool with open lake views, all on my land free. All because someone switched a number on parcel ID. I sit holding phone, stunned. This wasn't in the plan when I bought old tax sale spot at county auction. Sure not what I pictured first drive to property. But here I was, insurance company offering to give me a whole multi-million perk because cheaper than demo or lawsuits over fake papers. That one blank signature line on CO gave me power no one saw coming. System works in weird ways sometimes. When you have deeds, proof, and patience to let facts pull on lines. Bond office meeting room, Saturday at 1. Vega set formal meeting to end dispute. There, me, Laura, Tom, group lawyer, guy in 50s, sharp suit, papers neat in front. Vega at table head, voice calm but in charge as he starts. Thanks for coming. Let me explain the deal. His words hit heavy. Room feels smaller. He goes on, tone even but firm. If we go to demo, bond pays direct costs, but starts claims against group and contractor for fake docs and illegal build. Lawyer writes fast as Vega lays out numbers. He says demo would cost 70 to 90,000, bond covers, but opens group to lawsuits. Tom's company declaims, both to legal trouble. Air gets thick as truth sinks in. Asterisk Laura slides envelope across shiny table, moves quick. Settlement 4-line issue, $12,000. In trade, you sign line adjustments so project finishes. She tries to sound strong, confident. I shake head. No thanks. She leans in fast. 18,000. My answer, steady eyes on hers. Not about money. Her voice snaps back, mad edge. Then what do you want? I say plain. My land. All of it. Just like I bought. If I'd said it all how she signed false affidavit. Okayed house without consent. Now trying to buy out with used car money, she might break right there. Her hands press hard on table. Face tight, not wanting to lose, but knowing deep down it was over. I stay quiet and let silence do the work. Heavier than words. Vega opens folder exact, pulls crisp paper, talks to room formal. Here's option in bond paper. When build on disputed land can't finish, we do transfer of improvements to cut loss. Slides pages to table middle for all to see. This bill of sale moves all structures, parts, improvements on parcel 4A1 to Jordan Hale at zero cost. Bond then closes. Tone final. No room to argue. Group released from more blame. Tom's contract ends. Vega finishes. Laura's voice cracks loud, mix of shock and panic. You're giving him the whole project free. Vega's calm stays. Other way. Demo at bond cost, plus fraud charges for affidavit and trespass suit. This is cheapest end. Lawyer clears throat, leans in with real weight. Ms. Hayes. If no, group faces fraud charges. Demo from funds. Damages over 250,000 easy. Transfer, best move. Think they built perk on his land. Now it's his. Bond makes official. Tom, quiet till now, speaks. For record, my group contract signed February 15th, but work started before design vote February 18th. Lawyer's head snaps. Work before approval. Tom nods. Laura said vote was just rubber stamp. Okay to start. Lawyer to Laura, that right. She stares at table, lips tight. No answer. Tom just threw her under. On record. Now clear she okayed spending before approval, making blame worse. Lawyer leans, whispers urgent. Laura nods slow, picks pen. Hand hovers over signature line. Shakes, pauses. I watch close. See her wait 12, 18, almost 25 seconds. Finally presses. Signature shaky on H, sets pen down. Folds hands. Breaths, short eyes. Avoid everyone. She looked small then, beat down, almost broken in the lose moment. For half second I almost felt sorry. Almost. But then remember she swore under oath group owned my land. Lead. Signed. Okayed work without one check. Not bad luck. Choices with no care. Papers signed. Bill of sale records every word. All structures on 4,821 to Jordan Hale, price zero, bond closed. Group released formal. Tom's contract void. Vega notarizes every page. Slide stamped copies across. Deal done. As we walk out, Vega steps next to me in lot. He says, send final papers to Mike Ellis this afternoon. He'll set inspection for CO next Monday. I nod, and first time since it started, fight felt over. Like storm that ran out. That's it for disputed parcel. I ask quiet. That's it, Vega says. Build on your land now, legal yours. You'll need insurance for improvements, ongoing fix-up for perk, utilities to run. But yes, Jordan, you own the house they built on your ground. Asterisk I sit in truck holding signed papers. Laura and lawyer whisper about dispute across lot. Tom paces on phone, probably dealing fallout. House pool with big lake views on my land. Legal complete for zero. All because someone flipped a number on parcel ID and thought an end date didn't matter. I drive home slow, turning it over in head. Hard to believe. Hour later, email from Mike. Final inspection for build on my property set Tuesday. 10 a.m. bring deed and transfer docs. Congrats on new ownership, Mr. Hale. Tuesday morning, clear sky, lake shining past trees. My parcel with full perk waiting. Mike meets at access gate. Red tag still up, faded in sun. Ready for final walk of build on your land. He asks, let's go. I say. We tour site to water. He checks framing and structure, verifies electric, inspects plumbing, tests pool gear, looks at stones shining under lake view. All good, code okay. You know you'll handle maintenance of improvements, property taxes, utilities, liability insurance. Mike asks, looking straight. Got it, I say. He pulls out CO, certificate of occupancy for structure. Fills my name as owner, signs, stamps, hands original. Congrats, Mr. Hale, he says. Structure on your property now official yours. I look at certificate perk now tied to my name, my parcel number. I felt weird holding legal proof of building I never planned to buy, but now own full. $1 million mistake on private land, sealed with ink. For days after co-issued, another email in inbox. Subject, group access request. Jordan, now project perk on your parcel done, under your ownership. Group wants to talk limited community pool and lake use on weekends in summer. We can write shared use deal for facility with liability rules. This lets group members use perk they paid for while you keep ownership. Let me know thoughts. Laura Hayes. I read it 3 times, couldn't believe the guts. She wanted me to let group use pool on my property with water views. Pool built on my lot without permission. Perk I now owned full because her papers were sloppy. Asking for access. Ballsy, almost funny. My reply short. Laura, I'll think about hosting group events in For now, this land stays private. Jordan, in next week's through public records and talks with neighbors, truth spreads. Laura Hayes under investigation for ownership fraud. County DA started criminal look into false affidavit. Perjury charges possible now. Group scrambles. Emergency board meeting. Homeowners demand answers for a project they funded and trusted. Internal check shows she okayed $168,000 from funds for build without board vote. Removed from money job. Removed from design head. Banned from group board 8 years. Civil lawsuit. Homeowners filed group suit against Laura for bad management. Money blame. May pay some from personal money pending suit. Still lives in neighborhood but skips group stuff. Rumor. Selling house and moving. Tom Vega in build mess. Bond claim on record. Banned 18 months from county jobs because of fake line plans. Lost for contracts when builders heard about stop work. Insurance rates up for related jobs. Settled with Vega for held pay. Amount lower. Vega's company closed via transfer to real owner. No loss. Put new rule. All future projects need independent check before bond. Okay. Didn't ruin anyone. Papers did. Laura lost jobs. Faces charges. Personal mess. All because she signed one doc without checking ownership. Tom's business hurt because he trusted instead of checking lines. Consequences not revenge. Just what happens. Changed locks on access gate to property. Got engraved sign made for parcel. Private property woods and shore lot. Group welcome by invite only. Hung it next to framed co for structure. Red tag from site. Finally down. Didn't throw away. Folded it neat. Put in toolbox next to expired permit and false affidavit. Every scrap tells the story. Someday I'll pull them out and remember one switch digit on parcel number. One missed date for site access. One blank signature line. One notarized lie. Those little mistakes cost Laura her jobs and Tom his contracts while giving me a house with pool for free. Survey pins stay right where they are in trees. We won't move them. They stand as proof. Late afternoon. Golden light cuts through branches. Pool water calm and smooth. Shore shining beyond. Survey tape flutters and breeze like quiet flag. I sit in chair by pool with hot coffee. Water still like mirror, catches every cloud. Stone steps catch gold light. Glass rails shine to lake. From here I see south pin tape moving soft, still in same spot as day one. Not just markers in dirt now, proof of lines. Proof cords don't bend. Proof deeds beat dreams. When you build by water, better be sure whose land you're on. Turns out the best perk here wasn't the saltwater pool. It was watching expired papers and yellow envelope do what 1,000 fights and yelling never could. Deeds beat dreams. And bonds. They just need to close. I never yelled. Never sued. Never went to court. Just built paper trail and let facts do the work. And now I got a 3-story house with infinity pool looking over lake on lot. I got it county auction for $19,500. Cost to build these perks. Zero cost to prove ownership. About $35 in certified mail and one patient time-lapse camera bolted to tree. Not bad for a day clearing brush. Camera pans from pines to waterline. Toolbox with old tag. Certificate framed on wall. Survey pin still sharp. Then me. Coffee in hand. Sitting by pool. Sign at gate. Shoreline past trees. Justice isn't always loud. Sometimes it's the right form. Filed at right time. And honestly, sitting there with coffee by pool, I realized something. Toughest fights aren't with fists or yelling across tables. They're won with patience, receipts, and stubbornness no one can break. Maybe the real lesson, paper's way more than concrete. If you made it this far, love to hear your thoughts in comments. And hey, if this twist got you, hit like and thanks button if you want to support the channel. Thanks for watching QA Stories. Share this video with someone who likes a good twist.